Morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. Based on the period of time you are watching and following our class, I am Ismat. I will be okay. In our previous class, we introduced physics. In our class 1.0, we introduced physics and we spoke about the importance of physics and defined physics, even science. We also defined it and branches of science. Then we further also spoke more on units and measurements. Okay, today I will continue. Okay, I could remember vividly. I just highlighted it. I just dropped the topic units and measurement. So today I will be talking more on units and measurement. Okay, so I will be starting with the measuring instruments. Then from there we move ahead. Now, when you talk about the measuring instruments, which happens to be they are instruments used, they are just like tools used to measure physical what quantities. This is what I'm saying. They are instruments or tools used to measure physical what quantities correctly or accurately. Are you there? So another thing we are going to look into is instruments for. Now, in this instruments that we are talking about, instruments varies. We have instruments for length measurement, we have instruments for mass, we have instruments for weight, that's weight is also mass. Then we also have instruments for time, instruments for a lot of things, temperature as well. So we are going to start with length. Now, instruments for length, we have the one called ruler. Okay, let me just talk about ruler before going into meter rule. Now, in ruler is we all know ruler. We all know ruler, right? We all know what ruler is. So ruler is just is used for measuring what length of particular things. Okay, so it is usually 15 cm or 30 cm. So I'll also be telling you the difference because sometimes JAMB used to twist questions. You know how JAMB does things, so they usually used to twist questions. So I'm going to tell you the difference between ruler and meter rule. Yes, there is difference between both of them. So ruler is usually 15 cm or 30 cm, and it measures small measurements like books, pencils, small things. You can use it to measure small measurement or small length. Are you there? And ruler is also portable. Ruler is what? Portable. We have the plastic ones, we have the wood ones, we have the metal ones, and commonly used by students, okay, and personal use. So this is a ruler that we are talking about. So if you look at ruler, you will see that ruler ends at 30 cm. So it is very short. It is what? Very short. You can see it there. So that is for ruler. So another thing that, so whenever you hear about ruler, or whenever you want to tell somebody about ruler, please indicate that ruler is the measurement of ruler is usually 15 cm or 30 cm. So it does not cross 30 cm. That's for ruler, and it is not so long like meter rule. All right, let us go into another thing called meter rule. Now, meter rule is exactly 100 cm. That is 100 cm is 1 meter. So meter rule is just like when you go to your practical, when you go to physics practical, anywhere you are doing your practical, you normally make use of meter rule to measure things, to measure length of so many things. So meter rule is longer than what? Ruler. So meter rule, the length of meter rule is usually 100 cm. Is what? 100 cm. So it is longer, it measures longer measurements like tables, doors, and it is less portable. That's it is not portable, right? So it is more accurate for long objects. So when you are measuring longer objects, you have to make use of what? Meter rule. Are you getting me now? So it is mostly wood or metals. Yeah, it is mostly wood or metals. So in the laboratories you can see them, even in the classroom you can as well see them. So that is for meter rule. This is an example of this is the diagram of a meter rule. You can see it, right? You can see it. So 1 cm, which is 10 millimeter. Are you there? 1 cm, which is 10 millimeter. So the measurement of meter rule is 100 cm, which is what, 1 meter, while that of ruler is what, 30 cm. Don't forget please. So another thing that we are going to look into is called vernier calipers. That's another measurement tool for measurement. So when you talk about vernier calipers, it is used for length as well, but small length requiring more accuracy. So when you are measuring, when you want to measure something, there is this instrument or tool called vernier calipers. Let me see whether I will see it. So you can see it here. So when you want to get the length of something, or maybe the thickness, yeah, let me just check very well. Yeah, the thickness of something very well, you make use of what, vernier calipers. So this is vernier calipers. Let me show you very well. This is vernier calipers. You can see it here. So if you want to make use of it, you hold here, you'll be pressing here, and the thing will be shifting. It will be kind of shifting or closer or going far away from the measurement or from the thickness of the object. So that is the essence of what vernier calipers. So it measures diameter of a pipe. The diameter of a pipe, you can see it here. It measures diameter of a pipe. It also measures the external and internal diameter of an object, and it measures the thickness of what, cones. Are you there? So that is the essence of what vernier calipers. Are you there? So another one that we want to look into is called what, micrometer screw gauge. Micrometer screw gauge, let me show you. So this is micrometer screw gauge. Now it is mainly used, I repeat, it is mainly used, let me look for it. I will still send the notes across after the lecture. So it is mainly used for thin wires, like the diameters of a wire, when you want to measure how thin a wire is. For small, the thickness very small, you know how wire is. So when you want to measure the thickness of a wire, you make use of it. Can measure the thickness of a wire or anything, but at least it measures things that are very thick. The thickness of something. Are you there? So that's the essence of micrometer screw gauge. Let me show you the diagram. So don't miss this thing. When I was preparing these notes, some things happened. So there is no challenge. The note is also complete. So I will also send you the full notes after this class. So this is micrometer screw gauge. This is the spindle. Here is the spindle. You can see it from here. This is the lock nuts. This is the let me show you. This is the sleeve. Are you there? Sleeve or barrel. This is the adjusting nuts. You can see them. So make sure you know the difference between measurements between micro screw gauge and the vernier calipers. So another one that we want to look into is called the instrument used for measuring time. The instrument used for measuring time, normally we call it what, stopwatch, or you can call it clock. So in case in your JAMB you may see, or in your exam you may be asked to write what was the instrument used for measuring what, time. It is called what, stopwatch, or you call it what, clock. Don't forget. So it measures the motion experiment, sports timing, oscillation experiment. So as time goes on, we are going to look into motion and some other things. So another one that we want to look into is called instruments for measuring mass. Do you even know what mass is? Mass can also be replaced as a weight. You get? So the mass of something, let me just say you want to measure the kilogram of 1 pint of rice. So when you see 1 pint of rice, when you measure it, it will be giving you the kilo, that's in kg. You see the bags of rice, you see some bags of rice, they will write it 60 kg or 100 kg or thereabout. So it measures the instruments used for measuring mass. We can see beam balance. We can just take beam balance as one of the instruments used for measuring mass. Let me show you an example of a beam balance. This one is a double beam balance. Let me find. Okay, you can see this beam balance, right? You can see it. So this one is also stopwatch. You can see stopwatch. I've already said something about it. So these are the instruments used for measurement. So we also have the one called thermometer. Thermometer. In case you are asked to state what is the instrument used for measuring temperature, what are we going to say? It is what? Thermometer. Don't forget, it is what? Thermometer. I told you earlier that we are going to start from the known to the what? Unknown. I believe that we all know all these things, so I'm just reminding you of some things that you have already learned. So do well to pay attention. We are going to start from the known to the what? Unknown. So let us forge ahead. So this is thermometer. You can see this one is in Kelvin, this one is in Farad. So that is it. So we are going to now look into unit and the SI system. Unit and SI system. So let us move ahead. Now when you talk about a unit is a standard quantity used to measure a physical what? Quantity. That's more the unit of something that you use to measure a physical what? Quantity. Now example is like length. The unit of length is what? Meter. The unit of mass is what? Kilogram. Are you seeing it? The unit of length is what? Meter. The unit of mass is what? Kilogram. We have a lot of them. We have some basic units. Now we have the fundamental units and the derived units. We have the fundamental units and the derived units. Some textbook will tell you the basic units and the derived units, or they will call it SI based units. And so we have the fundamental units or the basic units and the derived units. Now when you talk about the fundamental units or quantity, you can see length. Length, the unit of length is what? Meter. And the symbol is what? M. Are you seeing it? Another one is what? Mass. The unit of mass is what? Kilogram. The symbol is what? Kg. Please, this thing is very, very important for JAMB students. Another one we talk about is time. The unit of time is second. And the symbol is what? S. So you can see a lot of them. Temperature, Kelvin, electric current, ampere, and a lot of them. So maybe you go through the notes, you'll be able to get more about it. Now we have what we call the derived unit. The what? Derived unit. Force is a derived unit. As time goes on, we are going to look into the fundamental quantities. Are you getting me now? We are going to look into the fundamental quantities and the derived quantities as well. So, but we are still starting with units. So as time goes on, we look into the fundamental and the derived quantities. So force is Newton and it is denoted with N. The energy, or you can also call it work, the unit of energy is joule. The unit of power is watt. The unit of pressure is Pascal. Are you there? So prefix or multiples of or and the submultiples. So when you see kilo, kilo is this place. This thing is very, very important. Kilo, the symbol is K, and the value of kilo, something that is kilo in kilo, is 10 raised to power 3. Kilo 3. Kilo 10 raised to power 3. Don't forget. Another one we talk about centi, which is 10 raised to minus 2. Another one is milli, M, 10 raised to power minus 3. Micro, you can see it here. It looks like, the symbol looks like U, 10 raised to power 6. Mega, M, 10 raised to power 6. Okay, micro is 10 raised to power minus 6 and mega is 10 raised to power 6. We also have nano 10 raised to power 9. So as time goes on, we are going to look into some other things, and as we calculate things, we are going to see some examples and know more better. So the example I may even give here is convert 500 cm to meters. All you have to do is what? This is 500 cm. You know that you start from meter. The meter is the smallest, right? So you start from, okay, yeah, you start from centimeter to meter. So if you want to convert centimeter to meter, you divide it by 100. 500 divided by 100, it will give you what? 5 meter. So I believe I have already stated something clear and concise for you. So in our next class, we are going to look into the classification of quantities, where you will see the main fundamental quantities, the derived quantities, the derived quantities, and the dimension and dimensional words, formulas, and dimensional analysis as well. So with that, we will be through for the class of 1.0 to 1.3 or 1.4. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. Do well to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. Thank you.